Hey, this is Seth with Electrek, and today we're going to take a look at the Ford Mustang Mach-E First Edition. We got a gray loaner from Ford for a week review. Frankly, Ford hit it out of the park with this one. This is their first foray into electric vehicles. We got it in the middle of winter time in New York. We drove it 180 miles to Vermont ski resort, a big mountain. We drove it back in single degree weather. Did a fantastic job the whole way. It's comfortable, it's roomy inside, it drives well. Luxurious suspension, handles the cold no problem. Fantastic car. Let's get to it. The Mustang Mach-E. Ford gave us the week to play with it. It's been a really nice car. People have kind of stopped us. We went through a drive-through earlier and the guy couldn't get over how nice the car was. You'll notice that the hood of the Mustang is quite a bit bigger. I think Chrysler used to call it a cab forward. The Tesla's got a little bit more viewable space. It's a little bit, when you're driving, you can see right down to the road in front of you. And with the Mustang, you see a little bit more hood. To me, it's not a big difference. Didn't really play a big factor in driving. Both cars have a glass roof. They both drive pretty well. I would say that the Tesla is a little bit more on the sport side. The Mustang feels a little bit more luxury on the suspension. All right, so looking inside, the obvious connection to what Tesla looks like is here, vertical display. And this actually fit my iPhone Pro Max where my Tesla charger didn't. So one for the Mustang. Every car maker seems to think they have to change the gear shift with the dial. It's easy to get used to, it's easy to deal with, but it's just like, why not just use what everybody's used to? Another kind of annoying thing about the Mustang here is that you can't open the frunk from the key fob or from the app. Not only do this once, but twice. So it's got this thing in here. It's a pretty big frunk, probably similar size to the Model Y. It's got a drain down there, you'll notice, which is certainly helpful if you're putting brewskis in here or something. Why have this thing in here with screws? Like, I mean, I could see something like this, but you know, we had groceries and I was like, I'm not gonna get the screwdriver out for this. You know, this is Ford's first real EV. They didn't really think about a lot of these things. Also, the hood is really a lot like a normal hood. So it's pretty heavy, and I don't know why they did this. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me. I mean, I guess it's a smoother line, nothing here. If you're gonna have this thing, why not just have this thing be the door? All right, we have the charging adapter here. I do like this particular setup. You know, this is a little bit flimsy or whatever, but a good way to tell a compliance car, it doesn't have like a very flimsy like cover over it. This is something that you can kind of use really easily. You got a little bit of a light here to tell you how much charge you have. The DC charging, obviously. I've got the Ford charger, level 2 charger that comes with the car, which I like. Pretty much like Tesla's, but it actually includes both the NEMA 1450 and the normal 110 outlet. Back here, you've got a 12 volt, so you can put an inverter back there or a little charger or whatever you want. Space-wise, let's take a look at that. Zoom out a little bit. So we take our dog to Vermont and we put her in the back of the Tesla, which I can show you over here. The size of the back, the Tesla is a little bit longer, but it's not quite as high. As far as legroom, it's pretty nice, I have to say. My kids both liked this space better than the Model Y. Much more roomy back here. A nice interior, like it's not quite as modern as the Teslas, but it's pretty clean, pretty nice. The red stitching is a nice touch. All right, quick 0 to 60. Here we go. Mustang. Notice the sound. And we're at 60, right? No, we're at 70, right? That's enough. I think we're going close to 5 seconds there. It was up a little bit of a hill. Got 76% of battery. Heat was on. That's about it. Tried this before. This is my first attempt at plug and charge. I literally just pulled up and I'll just plug it in here and it'll start charging, right? So we're getting 6 kilowatts, which obviously is not a lot, but we're at a super high state of charge already. So the important thing here for us to consider is that we didn't show a credit card, we didn't do RFID, we didn't use an app. This thing doesn't know who I am. It's tied to the car itself. All right, we're doing a little bit of, not autopilot, but something similar. Traffic aware cruise control plus steer. And I'm not braking or accelerating. I'm just kind of letting it go. This works pretty well. Like, we're on a parkway now, like I'm at a red light. And we'll see if it takes off. It says to resume, so I'm gonna hit the gas, see what happens. So that's a little different than autopilot. Autopilot would continue there. But so we resumed, and now it's driving pretty well. We're hitting the turns pretty good, staying in the middle. It's more like lane. I mean, I guess this is kind of what autopilot is these days. It's more like lane keeping and traffic aware cruise control combined than an actual autopilot package. I would say it's about 90-something% as effective as Tesla's current autopilot, and kind of Ford has this just standard. And I have pretty much the same capabilities. All right. So that's the Mustang Mach-E First Edition from Ford. This has been the Electrek Review. I'm Seth. Thanks so much for watching. Subscribe, hit that like button. You'll hit the bell button to make sure you get all of our latest videos. And we'll see you next time. Thank you.